Okay, it's the last day of spring, and I'm approaching Colpitt Lake in a little bit of an experiment. That is, I'm taking in my inflatable sea eagle kayak on a Dixon roller pack. It's not a very long ways in here, but the trail is pretty rough, and I'd say the combination so far is doing a pretty decent job. So I'm going to keep walking here. Well, this is kind of one of my dreams. Was the kayak on Colpitt Lake. I just couldn't figure out how to get it in there. It's a one-person job. Oh, straight maple. Understory species. Really healthy here. And we have beautiful yellow birches. Absolutely spectacular. Okay, there's Governor's Brook coming in, and swing around here, there's the lake. Pretty packed up here because I've got the roller pack and the bag and everything here, but lots of room here in the bow, and couldn't be a nicer last day of spring. First paddle on Colpitt Lake. Really can't hear a sound of civilization down here, and yet there's cars less than a kilometer away. So I'm starting at almost 12 o'clock, 12 a.m. noontime, and I'm simply going to paddle the whole shore of the lake. Lovely undisturbed shoreline here. There's some leather leaf, huckleberry, red maple, fir, and I see some Rhodora flower over there. Not the end of the Rhodora season yet. The huckleberry is really lovely. Lovely, small but deep pink red flowers. So right there, lovely. Hard to get it on the video, I think, but try. Just by a little stream coming in here. Lovely oak woods here. Oak and red maple. Some big pines by the lake. Fringed by a narrow band of emergent aquatics. One hiker here with a child having a lovely time. Came in via the same route I did, but without a boat, of course. Oh, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. So lots of America Gale in a narrow band along this side of the lake. And then I suppose Carrick's Stricta, check it. Here. And then some nice hardwoods, mostly hardwoods, behind us on a slope up to the Barrens, I suppose. And I see mostly red maple down here, but I did see oak further back. Very beautiful. And it's so nice to see a lake with no development on it. Completely natural shorelines. Wider band of wetlands. We don't get the steep rise onto the Barrens. I see some tamarack over there. Leatherleaf in these wetlands here. I guess the only weed I think it's a pot of a guiton, aquatic plant. Dense with these strap-like leaves. On this side of the lake. Very calm and quiet today. Seen a couple of runners on the other side. It's a fairly popular running trail. It goes right up to Williams Lake. At this end, it comes in from Governor's Brook at the other end, but I think it flows in here at this end through this wetland. It's a fairly slow flow, so it's well filtered by the time it gets into the lake. I guess this is a place where the lake has been accessed for boats before, for hunting. Looks like an ATV trail coming down here. Well, that is an old boat. Here, left here. Not unusual on the lakes around here. Decayed in place. Now if you walk south from here, you come into the burnt Barren. So here I'm looking back up the lake. And we're going to go up on the other side. Over there. More or less the north side, more or less. and lined with huckleberry above the shore here in flower. Pretty. I just talked to a couple who live on the peninsula and just love coming out here winter and summer and spring and fall. There's a nice chokeberry, as it's called, in flower. It's in the same family as the apples, the rose family. And then I'm looking at sweet gale here, and then again the huckleberry. The textures are really beautiful along here. An undisturbed shoreline. Have the leatherleaf closest to the water, and Murica gale. And then where it gets a bit drier we have the huckleberry, and there's some lovely chokeberry up there. Which is in blossom right now, very beautiful. See if I can get out and get a close-up. There's lovely blossoms on it. Here. And the Murica gale with its notched leaves, you see how they're notched on the end? And it's quite fragrant if you crush it. And here the huckleberry with its deep pink purple flowers. A bit of leather leaf here. Flowers of making fruit already. And some spirea. They're common water. Some sedges in here. Might be Carax stricta. And these lovely blossoms. My gosh, they're pretty right now. And that couple I just met, oh, they're out in the lake swimming already. Out in the middle of the lake. Wonderful. Oh, there's also some rhodora in here. It's lost its flowers now, but the leaves have a lovely texture. Just incredibly beautiful texture in these types of wetlands. I'm wind powered right now. Wind coming from the south pushing me down the lake. So this is pretty like Thompson S. jack pine, right by the lake, with the abundant male cones releasing their wind distributed pollen. So it's all fire country behind here. This is why we're seeing the jack pine. And below the jack pine, leatherleaf. So what we normally associate jack pine with pretty dry territory. I mean, it's above the lake, but they can grow in some quite wet areas. This is leatherleaf down here by the shore. Below it. Quite extensive wetlands, or not extensive, but significant wetlands back here. Of course, a fringe all along the shore. Well, Cowie Hill just came into view just above the horizon there. Too intrusive. Coming into a cove here. Well, this is interesting because there seems to be some iron stained rock along here, so this is not granite. This is part of the, I guess, the Halifax formation. Anyway, the Maguma rocks. So everywhere else has been granite so far, but these stand out because they're iron stained. Between the one island on the lake and the shore. Again, all with a fringe of wetlands. So we can now see a Governor's Brook up above the lake, and I think we're fortunate that that development doesn't drain into the lake. So, just one reason it's in pretty good shape. And I'm sure the people there value the lake as much as those people did before they came. Pardon me, looking up at Governor's Brook. We're still looking at iron stained rock along here, so I guess we're past the contact zone between the granite and the Maguma rocks. But I do see granite in here as well, so it's pretty well in the contact zone, I guess. Which I think goes right up here, right up by Williams Lake. And it's an area of, well, there's an area of wetlands that drain into here and further up drain into Williams Lake. So we're coming in here to some nice wetlands, and you can see on the top, well, probably can't see here, but I can see way up there where the jack pine was burned. Very nice set of wetlands in here on Colpitt Lake. And I'm seeing all kinds of sundew, I think, on the side here. I'm going to try to get closer to it. This wet mat. It's kind of red with sundew, the little insect-eating plant. So there they are, the sundews. Insect trapping plants. Part of the lakeside wetland, acidic wetland. I'm going to get out and get some closer ups. As I kind of anticipated I might, I sunk about 2 feet into sulfitic mud. But there are the sundews, little bits of cranberry here, very colorful. aquatic here I recognize, but I forgot the name of it. A lovely area of wetlands in here. Oh yes, whole mats of sundew territory there. Pitcher plants in the back. Yeah, this is really lovely. It's a nice thing about coming in by water. It's pretty hard to get to those areas by land without going deep in the muck and doing a lot of damage. But there's a fringe of red here from the sundews. This is really a lovely landscape. Well, here you can see the sundews and these cranberry, lines of cranberry, long stems, very long stems of cranberry across the surface. Right on the edges here. Very, very beautiful. Well, I remember hiking this terrain in about this time in 2013, but by the shore with Nick Hill when we were doing the survey of the Williams Lake backlands, and there's these boulder fields coming down here of the Maguma rock, and then on top we get right into the burnt barrens, but it didn't burn down here on the more. Well, I guess it did. Looks like it did burn right down to the shore, actually. A lot of it burned right down to the shore, but not into the wetlands. Some really beautiful colors here on the edges of the wetlands. I think these would be mats leading into the water with pitcher plant and sundews, leatherleaf, and of course lots of sphagnum moss and different species with different colors. Very, very beautiful. I'm in a secluded little bay-like area surrounded by wetlands. Over there on the horizon is Governor's Brook. Here we are in essentially a really beautiful wilderness type area. So very important we keep these areas right within the city. We're so lucky to have them. And look at this, incredible colors here. Beautiful. Well, here we have the pitcher plants in flower. Dark red hanging flowers. Quite a collection of them right here. I'll try and get up close, see one up further up. It's close enough to have a look at it. And the beautiful colors here. So there's the pitcher plant flower, and the pitcher plant of course is another insect eating plant. So we have the sundews and the pitcher plants here. We have 3 species, I believe, of sundews in Nova Scotia. Most of these are probably the round-leafed sundew. That's the flower of the pitcher plant. And they're rare in lots of places down the eastern seaboard, so we need to really value these areas. So these wetlands have the carex, and in the wetter areas the pitcher plants and the sundews and the sphagnum mosses, and then a lot of leatherleaf in here, and sweet gale. Those seem to be the principal species. So I'm coming out of the wetland cove, I guess I might call it, back into the lake proper. Okay, getting down towards the lower end of the lake again. Yeah, more beautiful wetlands on this side of the lake. Blown by the wind to where the lake empties into Williams Lake. I'm about to crash land here, and it looks like a bit of a beaver lodge. Some attempt at it. This is where the lake empties into a stream going into Williams Lake. So that's it. There's a fairly good flow in there. Can't tell if those sticks are man-made or beaver-made or what they are, but there's a drop here of a couple of feet fairly quickly, and it goes down to the stream to Williams Lake. I'm gonna, if I get enough time, walk a little bit of that. Very beautiful area. So there's the stream flowing out of Colpitt Lake. Here, it's not really very far from where Governor Brook comes in. It's around the corner. And of course the water going in from Governor Brook and several other streams flowing into the lake, so there's more water going out here than was coming in Governor Brook. And that's quite noticeable. It's quite a good flow here. Lovely yellow birches here. This is a lovely stream corridor down through here. Really exceptionally beautiful. See, somebody's built a lean-to of some sort here. Birds are as happy as I am today. Just spotted some lovely Labrador tea. And I'm at a stream that goes down to Williams Lake. Wish I could just leave the boat here and go down there. So here we are, almost in the middle of Halifax. Bunchberry down here, in bloom. Again, somebody who needs to learn leave no trace. Really need to promote that ethic in Halifax. Take down your whatever it is. Not sure what this was, to build an inferno or what it was. Burnt part of the bridge. Cinnamon ferns with their cinnamon colored reproductive stalks. They also turn, the leaves turn cinnamon colored in the fall. I'm not sure that's why they're called cinnamon ferns, but it's an easy way to remember them. Very beautiful. for the exit stream here. Oh, there's a lovely one right across there. See if we can zoom in on it. Lovely cinnamon fern. Banks. Very pretty mosses. An older growth forest here. Probably isn't burned because of it's the lower part that's more moist. Hasn't been cut. Okay, see a little bit of broom crowberry here. That's a plant that's rare everywhere except in Nova Scotia, and it occurs mostly on our rock barrens and sand barrens. There's a lot of it further up, but there's more rock barrens. It's that lovely green heath-like plant there. Broom crowberry. Well, we're just going to come around soon to the where Governor Brook come into the lake and go back home. Looking a bit more at some rockscapes here. Reindeer lichens. Oh, within leisurely hour and a half or so. We could have done it much faster, but we just enjoyed this lovely, really pristine lake, almost in the center of Helen. It's a very special place that we hope can stay that way. The sound of Governor Brook trickling into Colpitt Lake. Lovely canopy of yellow birch, red maples. I think there's some oaks thrown in here. A couple hundred yards away we have a dense suburban settlement. Very special.